Hey, thank you for 500. Thank you for 500 subscribers. My phone just fell. Great start to this video. Um, I just wanted to say that I appreciate everyone's support, and I do read every single comment, even if I may not always necessarily reply. I hit 500 subscribers while I was on my trip, which was not that long ago. But now that I'm back and I've done some other reviews of newer things in my collection, uh, I I just wanted to make a thank you video, and also I guess not pepper this. I wanted to uh, talk about all the funny and weird and bizarre comments and DMs that I have received. I might try and find some of them and read them verbatim, but basically, um, as a just a way to make fun of the growth that I've had. There's always some bizarre things that you'll see. The more perceivable you are on the internet, the more exposure you have to odd, odd comments. So, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for appreciating my videos. If you like them with the button and subscribe. Hopefully, I will hit 1,000. I definitely think I can do it. And yeah, I just appreciate all the support. And tell all your friends if there is a specific knife you want me to review. I can try to find it. Usually, like, again, this does come out of my pocket. There are knives that I'm personally interested in. Like, I have yet to touch a Sasori or Totori by Machine Wise. There are other newer knives that I think are like interesting, and I am curious to try. But I obviously cannot always get my hands on things unless you know someone with a hookup. So also, if you are someone with a collection or you have something that I have not yet reviewed, I am always down for a temp trade. If I have not tried a Balisong before, I'm more than willing to lend my knives to anyone that is willing, or has, if you're reputable, absolutely. If you don't have any, reputability, we can make something work. So if you want to try anything that I currently own and you have something of equivalence, let me know and we can figure something out. And so with that, I am going to try and find some of the weird comments. I'm currently looking for a screenshot and failing, but there are some weird DMs that I've gotten. I have received some transphobic things and some racist things. Some of them, they're not funny or interesting. I'm just not gonna bother. Someone said I look like Markiplier, which I don't agree with. Just because he is half Korean and I am Chinese. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I look like him. Someone said that I looked like this guy from this. He does like electric engineering stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find the screenshot of that. And there's also someone who left a. Oh, okay. Here's one. Someone at one point shared a picture of how I store my knives because some people are like, "Whoa, that's cool and unique. I've never seen anyone else do that before." And other people were like, "Those metal rings can damage the balisong." And I do not believe that actually they will because they're very, very soft and they are like you can bend them with your hand. In fact, I have to bend them with my hand at times because they are just out of positioning, and so I think it's a pretty fair position. But someone shared it into a Discord, and they tagged me. They're like, "Oh, whose is that?" And then they're like at Chelwan Audio, and then someone replied, "Divorce lady." I don't, I don't know. I mean, I do mention it. It is, one of the biggest things that's happened to my life. Um, and so I just replied, Lamel, that's what I remembered as. Yes, you are known as the divorce lady. And I just reply with this Rowlet and I don't know, this gif of Dr. Stone. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, oh man, I'm divorce lady. Uh, someone someone in the YouTube. Oh, I found it. Okay, so someone says, "Ah, you look familiar. you look like Alan Pan in an AU or like an alternate universe. And I said, who in the what? Engineer YouTube. And I just look it up, and this first picture, let's see. This is like, I guess what he looks like now, which I just, I don't see the resemblance. But then I was like, you think I look like this guy? And he's like, here's a better comparison. And like, I can, I asked my friends, I'm like, be honest with me. I will not be offended. Do I look like this guy? And they're like, you before transition, a little bit. Now, not so much. And I go, I can accept that. So I guess shout outs to Alan Pan. I hope that he is a cool and reasonable guy. I don't think I look like him. Comment if you think I look like him. I'm still trying to find that weird religious message that I got. Someone commented, "Is it me or do the tatas look big?" I posted that on Instagram. I guess right now with what I'm wearing, you cannot tell. I have gained weight, so I guess so. There's not really much else to say, but I guess so. I have gained weight, and weight distribution kind of just goes all over. Let's see. That one made me laugh, albeit like I don't know that guy, so like if it was a friend of mine I could laugh with, but since I don't know this person, I am acknowledging that I guess yes, it has. Oh wait, this is maybe the wrong folder, or maybe it got compressed. I'm still hoping that I can find this really funny message, because this guy was trying to sell like a Kraken for like $500. Oh, actually, before I get to that, since I am still looking for this, and this guy claimed to be a fan of my channel, and he says that he had a like brand new inbox Kraken. It's over there. I was planning on showing it. However, it's not. It is scuffed, and the dual tone grooves on the faces are like, they don't look great. There's an amount of like corrosion looking on it, and I'm like, hey man, you said it was brand new in box, and you didn't include the pouch or any spare hardware, which may or may not exist, because I don't know, it seems to be inconsistent whether or not Squid has. Yeah, this guy then went on like this really obscene tirade and like called me a bunch of slurs, and I'm just like, look man, I just didn't even acknowledge that. I'm like, you said that you bought it, can I see your receipt? And he just was not I don't know, he then just said obscene shit. I have come across I legitimately, how he responded makes me think that he is a scammer, and I'm like, my V3 Kraken, is it actually a V2.5 instead of V3? Is it actually a clone? And I have not gotten a ton of things that like some people say no, absolutely it is authentic, and some people be like, if I touch it I can find out, and so a local friend of mine might try and touch it. I have come across people who are in fact scammers. I have been scammed before. If you do business as much as me, there is a lot of things that I know for a fact is like, oh, that's super obviously like a scam. But then there are other people that I cut corners with in terms of like checking the references or seeing if there's any legitimacy to them or whatever. And some people just have like no references at all. Some dude tried to like, I was like looking, I'm like, does anyone have a Damascus V3 Genesis, which apparently there are very few, and so it's incredibly hard to find one. I was like, I'm willing to see if I can like cough up the money for that. And this guy with the ugliest this guy has this really ugly Facebook profile picture, and he claimed that he had one, and he just took pictures from the DCB Instagram posts, and some of them just didn't have audio, and some, like it was very easy to find these posts, mind you, and a lot of the pictures of multiple ones, I'm like, is this a V3, is this? And he just would have to find pictures of different knives because there just aren't that many. Also, I do not know DCB personally, but he has a very distinct voice, and I don't know what accent he has, but he has some accent, and it's just like so painfully obvious. I was like hoping that I was like, what if I can like counter scam this guy, ask him to like split the difference in cost for my at the time I had a GA, a Ryworks GA. Unfortunately, it did not bite. But yeah, it was just it's funny to try and like counter troll people. I will say that in order to prevent getting scammed, do make sure that you find what's the word I'm thinking of? References. That's why having a public reference post on your Instagram is helpful. On Facebook is a bit harder, and the person that scammed me was through Facebook. Um, Happens. Thankfully, it wasn't that much. It was supposed to be for Kraken at the time, so it was like 180 or whatever the fuck. And so like I can't get that money back, but at least it wasn't like way more. Some people have like gotten completely fucked for like grails and stuff like that. Um, but just be aware to do the references. One time I was trying to do business with someone who did not have a public reference post. He gave me a list of other people that he did business with. Many of them were like private accounts, and there was like only like one person who was public, and I did not recognize them, and they're like, yeah, they're legit. And I go like, okay, like, and this person just was like so vehemently opposed to making a reference post for me, and I'm like, it's not for me, it's for everyone that you may do business with. Um and it turned out he was legit. There someone else had no references. I'm like, and it was the bamboo by the one. And I was like, do you mind? It's like $50 at tops. I'm like, do you mind if you send it to me first, and then I will pay you on receiving? And he said, sure. And I was like, oh, great. Which is really nice. And, $50 is not a ton of money in terms, like, definitely compared to other Balisongs. But essentially, like, that was like, I was like, are you willing to do this since you have no references? And the guy's like, fuck no. And I was like, okay, well, I do want to do business with you, but, like, work with me here. Uh, yeah, here's the you look somewhat like Markiplier comment. Oh, and that video is taken down, so unfortunately, YouTube removed it because they claimed that I was endangering my cat, even though he was like 4 feet in front of me, and I was flipping a false live blade. I tried to challenge it, and they just said nope. Dang, this DM from Instagram might be removed. Oh, one time I was so when I was nominated for the Bally Awards, I hopped into the Blade Bias Discord just to like chill and hang out, and um, Banks of Rome won. Congrats to him. Other nominees included Remshi and Bandaged Knives, who are makers. Banks of Rome is a very good flipper. I am a reviewer, and so all of these are like very different. Remshi and Bandaged Knives at least are both makers, so you could have had a category for new makers, including like Phoenix Designs, who is British. And I'm friends with Remshi and Bandage, and I was like really happy for them. And Bandage is like, oh, like you should like thank you, Bandage. He's a really good guy. And I hopped in this Discord and we were like talking. Someone mentioned like Rising Stars and like, oh, Banks of Rome should win for sure. And then someone said, I was like, someone mentioned me, and some people like knew I was me. My name is just Chell Wong Audio in Discord. So, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't really like Chell Wong. I think her videos are just kind of like, I don't know. They just said a bunch of things, and I could not help but like laugh really hard because, they just didn't know it was me, and they were just talking mad shit to my face. And granted, you don't have to like my content. I'm not pretending that my content is for everyone. I'm not trying to say that like, oh, I'm the best reviewer ever. I fully admit I do not edit my videos unless there's something that like really needs editing. Like if I get a really bad bite and then I have to like, clean it up and then come back and make I have to make a splice. It just requires a lot of work, and just trimming videos, it takes hours. It is not a fast process to like trim out things. So I try very hard not to have to edit my videos. I will edit my reviews, or sorry, my interviews, because I am interviewing people, and I think that they are the stars of my interviews for the podcast, Balisong Meet the Makers, and so they deserve having that. Also, not to mention that it is within another, like, it's within that program I am able to edit that much easier because it's like for editing interviews. So I am not afraid of critique. I will also say that like some people early on were like saying that like, oh, like, can you film first person or can you do blog? They basically wanted me to do what everyone else was doing. And I said, nope, I don't want to do that because this is my channel and I do what I want to do and I do how I want to do it. Some people have given me a lot of shit for not having YouTube thumbnails, which I will edit. I will make a YouTube thumbnail if the YouTube auto generation does not have one that shows the knife prominently up front. And I do, obviously I hold knives up front like this, I'd be like, look at the Azoth. And unfortunately, YouTube auto generation is like not very reliable. So then lately I've been having to make more. It is a bit frustrating and it does take time. And if you're making as many videos as I'm making, it is not an insignificant amount of time. So yeah, that is something that I try not to do, but I have received feedback and criticism from that, and I simply sometimes go, you're right, or sometimes they'll be like, you're right, but I don't want to. Again, like, this is for me, and I am very appreciative of everyone who comes to my channel and like is interested in my reviews and is interested in my opinions and likes what I have to say about things. I make these videos for myself, and I do this channel how I want to do it. And so my opinions I'm sharing because I like to talk and I like to say things. And, when you have flipped as many knives as I have flipped, people will just send you the same questions over and over and over again. And at some point, it's just easier to just make a video and share your opinions. I also have a professional game audio professional channel where I have talked about like game audio related things and networking and business, and a lot of people will be like, how do I get into the industry? And I just conveniently go, I have a playlist of videos actually that answers this, and that's way faster than just retyping everything, right? I also want to say that I feel vindication because ProZD never uses he never makes a thumbnail. He just does the audio generation ones through YouTube, and that makes me feel better. Unfortunately, it's probably a lot easier for him because like it's like, oh, let's review like 50 snacks, and there's like a very high likelihood that he'll hold a snack, or he'll like, actually I don't know if he does that for board games. If he's never had to make one for board games, and like lucky him. But yeah, I am thankful. And also when I do make thumbnails, it is literally just screen capping and then pasting it into Paint and then putting text over it if I even bother with that. I am not able to find this fucking screen cap. But basically I was just like, yo, are you for real trying to sell a Kraken for $500? And then he just started going on this, what I presume to be Christian thing. It was like not directly religious, but it was definitely just like a very odd thing to get a lot of messages. And then I was just like, okay, but like, what's up with that Kraken? Unfortunately, it does seem to be that the image is gone. My screenshots have gotten merged, but yeah, I got some. It was just like really funny where he just went on this tirade. And actually, I did send that picture to someone else, so maybe I can find it really quickly through my DMs with someone else. No, don't open up Slack. And nah, seems to be it's gone. Oh well, that's how it is. But again, thank you for 500. This was obviously just a video not about my knives, but about my channel. And so thank you for all of the support and the comments. Every time anyone says anything nice, like legitimately, you do not understand that a nice YouTube comment makes someone's day. I have received nice comments on like my tutorials for my game audio stuff. I've received nice comments for my Balisong videos. I've received informative comments. Some people, like, apparently I've been mispronouncing my Carta So like legitimately, thank you. I've been saying Mercata, my carta, and people will be like, oh, like this type of blade steel is blah 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 blah, or like, because I don't flip folders, they're like, oh, this type of I don't know, like this curved choil is like really helpful for, I guess, like sharpening blades. I don't know this stuff. I don't sharpen my blades. And so like if you are telling me information that I may have missed or I misspoke, I apparently said T10 instead of T15 for the Hognose 1.5. Legitimately, it is always welcome. It is always welcome, and I am thankful. I appreciate it. I welcome disagreements. If you disagree with my opinion, maybe I say I don't like something and you do like it, or maybe I like something and you're like, it's not for me. You are allowed to say that. I am more than welcome if it is, of course, like civil and not like inflammatory. If you're just gonna say like, I've left up some comments that I think are like really funny. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And wow, this video ended up taking like 21 minutes. Knives will be back soon. I have gotten a lot of requests for like my top 5 favorites. I will get around to doing that at some point. Someone asked me also to show off all of the mod work on all of my knives. I am still waiting for some knives back. Unfortunately, there are knives that I have been that I own but have not been currently in my possession for close to a year now, which I'm hoping to get sorted out. But yeah, thank you, and here's to the next 500. Let's get to 1,000, baby. When I hit 1,000, I'll do another giveaway. So yeah.